If you run an online B2B agency, I promise you, you're probably not failing because of your bad outreach. You probably fail because you picked the wrong niche. And the problem is that most advice online is they will tell you that just get started, pick any niche, just work with everybody and everybody. But in reality, your niche actually determines how easy it is to get clients, how much you can charge, and how fast you can get results. So I will show you the best niches for B2B agencies in 2026. And more importantly, how to pick one niche that actually works for you. Because the right niche that you work with will make your life in business so much more easier. Now, for context, I'm JP, I run Marketing. We do 74,000 euros every single month. And in the past, I worked with literally anybody that was willing to give me money, which was a huge problem. So I've seen everything that works and not works. So the best niches for B2B agencies in 2026. Now, what actually makes a good niche? I'll have this framework that I can give to all of you and what I always use for myself. I did in the past, right? Now, before I give you this, you need to understand a good niche has these three things. They have money, as in they can pay $2,000 to $5,000 every single month for your service without them complaining every single fucking minute of the time. They need clients consistently. So clients can be obviously customers for an e-commerce niche or a service business, as in I'm trying to sign, e-com clients, right? And then speed. They can see results relatively quickly. You don't need like 1 year to generate results. Now, if a niche is missing one of these, it becomes very hard to scale that. So this is my favorite niche, obviously, e-com brands, right? This works because they're a clear ROI. You can do a lot of ads, SEO, that takes a bit of time, email marketing, content, whatever you want to do. They're already spending money, we know this, right? And it's easy to prove results. So helping a Shopify brand increase revenue through ads, email, SEO, conversion rate optimization, better content, whatever it is, you can see that fairly quickly, okay? Now, the downside here is that it's very, very competitive and requires good delivery. You need to know what the fuck you're doing if you're selling to e-commerce brands, okay? You really need to know what you're doing. Now, niche two, coaches and consultants, as in me, for example. I have a marketing agency, I work with e-com, and I'm also a coach, right? So a coach or consultant, it works because there's a high ticket offer in place, okay? We have strong margins, there is a big willingness to invest. The guys that I'm working with YouTube, they will know this, right? That's why they work with me. Now, helping a coach book more calls through content or outreach, as I'm doing right now with my agency, I'm working with YouTube. They are helping me book more calls, okay? Now, this niche is great if you're focused on lead generation, appointment setting, because every coach, every consulting, we need more leads, we need more clients, okay? Every single B2B business needs leads, okay? That's why it's been around for ages and it will still continue to be one of the best business models there is. Now, local service businesses, I think this is very, very underrated. And I'm telling you this because I used to work with real estate agencies and dentists actually when I was younger, okay? That's why I started out, I just fucking did everything, right? I was working with real estate companies, a cleaning company, a dentist. I was working with a beauty clinic or whatever, right? And then I worked with e-com. It was absolutely insane. I say this is one of the most underrated niches because dentists are making a shit ton of money and dentists will need more leads and clients. Same for clinics, right? If they do a good job, you will know this when you talk with the client, obviously. They will or should have a high lifetime value per client. They have simple offers and there's less competition, especially in your local market. So I'm from a very small town, very small area. So for me, it was very easy to go to these dentist clinics, real estate, whatever, and get clients. Also because I'm a local guy, right? You mentioned that. If I'm trying to sign clients in Australia, Sydney, I have no fucking clue, right? You get the point. So real estate, again, high lifetime value per client. People are buying and selling houses for the real estate client. If you can generate more of those people, they will love you to death. Simple offers again, and I say this is especially for the Scandinavian market, there's less competition here. If you go to the US, completely different, okay? Completely different. Home services, again, the same thing as the others. So every local service business, trust me, they are easier to sell to than a coach, consultant, or an e-commerce store. Way easier, okay? Now, in Scandinavia, this is even easier, okay? Because there's not as much competition up here. B2B companies, again, I'm a B2B company in Marketing, I work with e-com brands, right? Marketing agencies, SaaS companies, service providers, whatever it is, it really doesn't matter, right? So for Marketing, obviously I need lead gen, right? YouTube and content, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, outbound, cold email, cold calling, cold DM, LinkedIn, whatever it is. This works because we understand marketing. I know I need help with this. I can't do, 8 offers myself, right? Or services. High ticket deal sizes when I close a client Obviously, it's at least, I want to say, at least 2K ideally, right? I'll happily do 5K, but also long-term clients. So for example, if I get a lead from YouTube, they see my content, they already kind of trust me, they're way easier to sell to, and they will stay for more longer. I have one of my e-commerce clients, they've stayed with me for 2 years and they came from my YouTube channel, right? Compare that to a Meta Ads client where they come through that funnel, it gets kind of hard because they just came from cold traffic, right? Sell them on a call. YouTube, they watch me, they're way more invested. Niche 5 is you already know. What I mean by this? Well, this is the most overlooked niche. It entirely depending on your current environment, where you are and at in your life. So your job, the industry you're already working will give you insider knowledge. So if you are an accountant and you want to do your own thing, you already know so much shit about the accounting industry, for example. So if you were to do lead gen, for accountancy, obviously that gives you higher upside, right? Your network, so the people around you are your first potential clients and your referral source. This happened for me. I had a kind of fine network in my local city, local town I was living in at that time. And I just asked everybody to put out a post on Facebook, my personal Facebook, say, hey, I'm starting this, man. If anybody needs help, I'll do this for a few amount of money. So past experience, also, if you already understand an industry, you're 10 steps ahead. Kind of the same as in your job. What I mean, your past experience. You would have done a lot of shit. I started my agency when I was 24 and I had like 17 jobs in the course of 5 years. So I tried a different shit. I was like, yeah, I want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this and this, right? So you don't need to find a niche. You can start where you already are with all of your life experiences, all right? Now, the biggest mistake a lot of you people are actually making is that you overthink every single little thing, okay? You spend months of researching. You compare every single niche, what is better, is this better, whatever, who has the most money, whatever it is. And you overanalyze every single little step in between all of this stuff. It's really simple, guys. So instead of just picking one niche, testing that niche and then getting feedback, you do all the other stuff, because your first niche doesn't need to be perfect at all. It just needs to be good enough to start. Now, if you pick the right niche, obviously you won't just get clients on demand. You just pick your niche. At the end of the day, you still need a way to reach people, a way to start conversations, and an ability to close those conversations into clients and having those clients for as long as possible. And if you all help that, you can go in the description right now, go to my website, look everything about it, teach about this AI-powered agency model. In the description, you can also get all my free guides and all my frameworks, and I have a free school course that can get you up and running in the beginning of next week. So go and grab all of that free stuff. But before you do anything else, just watch this quick video right here, where I break down how to get your first 3 clients in your first 30 days. Because that video will teach you exactly how to turn your niche into actual clients. All right, thank you for watching this video. Peace.